Pep, any clues as to who's going to play against Bournemouth? We have 25 players who play football, so I am happy with this squad. Okay, well, there are 11 players who can play. Any inkling as to who will be in the starting 11? Very good question. You are right. 25 players will play, and the 11 that will play will be very good, but those who don't start will play and be very good too. Could you give us any names of those players? Yes, I can. There's Sterling, De Bruyne, Ederson, Laporte, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Zinchenko, Mendy. Sorry, are you just naming all of your players? Yes, these are the players that I have, the players that can play, the players that will play, the players that will maybe play, the players who will not play. There are many questions about rotation when it comes to Manchester City's lineup. What about Raheem Sterling? Yes. So Sterling will play? Sterling is a player who can play. He is a very good player, naturally fit, and an excellent player who can play football. He will play football. Right, so will he play against AFC Bournemouth on Wednesday, the 15th of July, 2020? He will play. He is a football player, and football players play football. Just to be clear, will he start the match against Bournemouth? Thank you for your time and your questions. Just one final question. It's being rumoured in the media that the current world number 4 for Fantasy Premier League football is none other than Guardiola, a team consisting of a surprisingly accurate amount of Manchester City players who start games. There are investigators out there who have linked this account to you. Do you have any response to these allegations? No comment, thank you. Pep Guardiola. So welcome to the Game Week 37 plus team selection video and a quick look back at Game Week 36 plus. So we are halfway through the games and oh my. Now, I have 16 points, but I don't because Kevin De Bruyne is not going to play and joyous occasion, Jimenez, my first sub, will be making his way onto the pitch. So all eyes are going to be on Greenwood, who has a knock. And if he doesn't, hopefully Holgate's going to play, just so I can at least get 11 players out onto the pitch. So we'll talk about the elephant in the room. 16 points so far. I've still got my captain to play, which is a lot fortunate than other people. And I've got either maybe 4 people left to play. And I'm on 16 points, but I'm not. I'm really on 25 because Jimenez is coming in for Kevin De Bruyne. And obviously that sounds terrible, but I know from Twitter, I know I say Twitter is a bit of a bubble, so don't think about that, but current average points, 18. Even the top 10k are suffering this game week. We all are. And you play the Pep Roulette game, you win Pep Roulette prizes. You either you go bang or you go bust with that. So that's why I didn't go for a Sterling captaincy. I had a feeling that he could have been dropped, but Foden as well, really unfortunate not to get anything again. I thought he was going to have such a good end to the season, but unfortunately, he's not transferring that into FPL points, and Kevin De Bruyne didn't even step on the pitch. But to be fair, Raheem Sterling had 45 minutes against the Bournemouth side that looked so much better. It seems like the couple of recent results I've had have really put some fire in the belly there, so maybe Bournemouth targeting them is not going to be the best way to finish the season, but that might just be me. But I mean, if you did watch the Man City game, you'll know that Bournemouth were really banging on the door come the end of the game. Could that be because Man City weren't playing their strongest team? Perhaps. I think the only winners here from the Manchester City game are the ones that have stuck in or brought in Gabriel Jesus, a move that I still I don't think I'm going to do. So the question that a lot of you might have or will have for yourself, are you going to keep hold of your Man City assets? I am. There's 2 games left and they're surely going to play in one of the last 2, and that's the gamble that you take when you are choosing your Manchester City assets. But the one big piece of advice I want to give people this week is to try to go in, if you've got no chips left, like most of us haven't, then try to go into Game Week 38 with 2 free transfers. So, spoiler, team selection this week in terms of transfers, I'm not doing one. I'm going to stick with the team. I think I've got a quite balanced team. Hopefully there's not going to be any more crazy rotation, because Matt Doherty didn't even start for Wolves, but thankfully he came on and got an assist. But the reason why I'm suggesting to go into the final game week with 2 free transfers is because they all kick off at the same time and we could get some very interesting team news. So if you save 2 free transfers going into that last game of the season, you can, you know, for example, you see that Sterling and De Bruyne are starting for Manchester City, then you can take those 2 players out and put in 2 starting Manchester City players. So that's my key advice for this game week, is to not make a transfer unless you absolutely have to, or if you are playing really attacking and you want to take some more hits. I don't think I'm going to take any hits for the rest of the season. So starting at the back, Pope, no clean sheet. What a penalty, by the way, Chris Wood in that match for Burnley, but a lovely finish from Raul Jimenez. What a strike. That is pure instinct from the Mexican marksman. Unfortunately, it's my goalkeeper against my striker, but at least someone got something. Speaking of getting something, Robertson getting an assist, Trent getting 0 again. Again, I'm not going to transfer it out. It's a waste of a transfer in my opinion. I think they'll play the last 2 because Liverpool's got quite a big gap now for the last 2 games. And they're going to want to respond here because they have looked poor, absolutely poor in the last few games. Doherty, like I mentioned before, came off the bench and picked up an assist in the last 20 minutes, which is fantastic. De Bruyne didn't play, Sterling got 45 minutes, Foden got more, and just, you just expect him to get so much more than what he's getting. He got 90 minutes against Bournemouth and got absolutely nothing. And then I've got my 3 Manchester United boys, including Captain Fernandes, coming up today. And then new signing Danny Ings, hopefully, but wouldn't it just top off this game week if Danny Ings gets rotated out for this game week? You just know, you absolutely know that is probably going to happen with some of the team news we've got. So going into game week 37, you can see Phil Foden is the one that drops to the bench for me here. That is because he played 90 minutes, and that is because my plan, this is why I took out Dominic Calvert-Lewin and actually kept hold of Raul Jimenez, because Crystal Palace, maybe this will be irrelevant because maybe Manchester United are going to draw 0-0 or lose to Crystal Palace, but Crystal Palace have shipped in a lot of goals. On Twitter, I put in quite a few key stats from Crystal Palace in the last 4 game weeks. So in the last 4 game weeks, Crystal Palace have had the most shots conceded on target, most big chances conceded, most errors and errors leading to goals, 0 clean sheets, 13 set play chances conceded, and they're a holiday team. They've got nothing to play for. So that is why I put the captaincy on Fernandes this game week, because I wanted a Manchester United player against Crystal Palace, and I didn't want to risk a Manchester City asset. But also kept hold of Raul Jimenez because they're still in the hunt for European places. Maybe that Champions League place has gone now, but I still think they're going to play a strong team. And if they don't, I've still got Foden and Holgate on the bench. Backline, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold against a quite surprisingly flat Chelsea side who only got 1 goal against Norwich. Pope starts again. Pope is the key. He is the king between the sticks at the back. And Doherty, same thing with Palace. They're not a team that screams goals, but I'm not going to play Holgate all the cells ahead of him. And then, of course, we've got the 3 Manchester United boys who are not going anywhere unless there is some kind of terrible injury to one of them. And then Danny Ings will finish off against Bournemouth, a South Coast rivalry. So even though Bournemouth are looking stronger and something to fight for, Danny Ings is fixture proof. Danny Ings has had a fantastic season. Bournemouth still concede goals. So that is pretty much it. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Friday lunchtime stream, 12 o'clock in the afternoon UK time. We'll talk about some possible transfers for the last couple of weeks, a couple of 2-week punts. Are you going to keep hold of your Manchester City assets? Let me know in the comments below if you're going to keep, sell, hold, or even buy some Manchester City assets. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing. Up here, I have a brand new Football Manager series where we are just the England manager. So if you're interested in that, please click above. And if you want to subscribe, it's just over here. Hopefully, I'll see you for the live stream tomorrow. And as always, have a good one.